If your income increased in the last 2 years and your life is still as it is, then this video is about you. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted a video here, and I want to thank every single person that stayed subscribed, those that checked and waited. I didn't disappear because I had nothing to say. Nah, I stepped back because I was learning, observing and experiencing real life. And today I want to come back with a conversation that can genuinely change the way you handle money, especially if you feel like you're working hard but nothing is moving forward. This video is not about motivation, it's about financial clarity. We are going to talk about 6 financial liabilities that secretly keep people poor, stressed and confused even when they earn money. Please don't rush this video. This is not entertainment, this is education. You might hear something today that makes you extremely uncomfortable, but to grow, start with the truth. Time is of the essence, so let's get right into it. The most confusing liability is a business that doesn't pay you. Most people believe, if I own a business, I'm doing well. Honestly, that's a lie. A business is only an asset if it puts money in your pocket. But if your business takes capital, time and energy and still doesn't grow your wealth, that business is a liability wearing a success mark. Now, how to find out if your business is on this list? It's very simple. Go to Google and search inflation rate in your country. Inflation is the silent enemy of money. If your business grows by 10% but inflation is 18%, you didn't grow but you lost money. Now know this. Even if you paid salary, reinvested or you were busy, being busy doesn't mean profitable. If your business doesn't beat inflation consistently, you're working for survival, not wealth. Pause for a second. Comment busy if you're always working but still stuck. Number 2, housing is important, but overhousing yourself is one of the simplest and fastest ways to stay broke. Let me say this clearly. If your rent is eating more than 30% of your monthly income, your finances are under attack, and most people don't even realize it. When rent is too high, saving feels impossible. Investing becomes a dream, and every little emergency feels like the end of the world. Here's the uncomfortable question nobody is asking. If you lost your income today, how many months could you still pay your rent? Is it once or none? That's not success. That is stress dressed as lifestyle. A lot of people look rich because of where they live. Nice apartments, good area and expensive rent. But behind closed doors, they are one bill, one sickness, one delay away from panic. The real problem isn't rent, it's ego. You're trying to impress people who don't even pay your bills. Trying to look established while silently draining. Haba na chioma. Here is the truth wealthy people understand. Early peace is a better status symbol than a bigger house. A small home with cash in the bank, freedom to invest and room to breathe will always beat a big house filled with anxiety. If this made you uncomfortable, it probably means you need it. Pause for a second and comment the word freedom if you would rather look broke and actually be wealthy. Number 3, the fastest way to look rich and stay poor. Now let's talk about another liability that destroys wealth faster than people expect. Cars. Cars are emotional purchase. They feel rewarding, they feel like progress. But money doesn't respect emotion. It only responds to numbers. Think back to the day you bought your current car. The smile, the excitement, the justification, it feels good in the moment. Now, fast forward to a few months. The excitement fades, but the payment hasn't. Here is a guidelines disciplined investors quietly follow. Car value should be a percentage of your net worth, not your ego. As a general rule, if you want to save for car, under 500k net worth, 5% max. Under 500k to 2.5, you can use 10%. And from 2.5 to 5 million, 50%. When your car starts approaching half of your net worth, that's not transportation, that's financial risk. And this is where most people get it wrong. They do say, I can afford the payment. But affordability is not always about money. It's about opportunity cost. Every extra dollar tied in a car can't compound, invest and protect you during uncertainty. Here is a principle wealthy people live with. It's not everything you can afford that you should buy. Driving a modest car while building wealth isn't a lack of success, it's discipline. And discipline is what quietly separates people who look rich from those who are actually wealthy. If this is already making you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. It means you're starting to think differently. So subscribe and stay with me, because the next three liabilities are the ones that separate people who look wealthy from the people that actually build wealth. Now number 4, paying for tomorrow with today. It's a hidden liability. Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous liability that people normalize. High interest loan. Debt is not always bad, but become dangerous when it does these three things at the same time. First, it doesn't generate income, and second, it carries high interest rates. And third, it exists only to support lifestyle. This is the kind of debt most people don't even call debt, like they have normalized it. It sounds harmless, I just want to pay next month. It's a small amount, everybody does it, so it's cool. But here is what really happened. High interest loans allow you to enjoy tomorrow's money today, and then quietly force your future self to pay with stress, pressure, and lost option. At the beginning, it feels like relief. Bills get paid, life feels easier, and you finally breathe again. But relief is temporary, interest is not. Month after month, money that could have been saved, invested, or used to create freedom is instead sent backward, paying for decisions you've already made. And this is where many people get trapped. They borrow not because it's an emergency, but because they don't want to feel left behind. They borrow to maintain appearance, to keep a lifestyle, and to look okay on the outside, while finance slowly bleed on the inside. That's why this rule matters. Never borrow to look successful. Looking successful costs nothing, but being successful requires discipline. So before you take any loan, whether it's a quick credit offer, or buy now and pay later, salary advance, or personal loan, slow down and ask yourself one honest question. Will this loan put money in my pocket? If the answer is no, then what you're calling help is actually a setback. Because there are only two types of debt: the good debt and the bad debt. The good debt is the one that builds wealth, while the bad debt is the one that brings regret. I go deeper on this, the difference between good debt and bad debt, in a separate video, because it's something many people do get wrong. So link in the description below. Now number 5, let's talk about a liability people rarely label as financial mistake. Negative friends and pressure from your environment. This one is emotional, and that's why it's dangerous. Because it's not everyone who affects your finance does it with bad intention. Some friends don't steal your money directly, they drain it quietly, through jokes that shame your discipline. They don't say, "Give me your future," but that's what happened over time. Here is what makes it tricky. These are people you care about, people you have known for years, people who were around before you started thinking differently. So when you say no, it feels awkward. When you choose discipline, it feels lonely. And when you protect your money, it feels selfish. But it's not, because money isn't just money. It's time, effort, and future options. And anyone who consistently pulls you into spending you didn't plan, borrowing you didn't offer, or guilt you feel for having boundaries, it's not just taken from your present, they are taken from your future self. The version of you that could have invested, had peace, or could have had a choice. This is why this principle matters. You don't owe anyone access to your finance. No explanation, apology, or permission. Creating boundaries are not punishment but protection. And let me be clear, cutting people off financially doesn't mean hating them. It doesn't mean disrespect or pride. It means wisdom. Because growth sometimes requires distance, not from people but from pressure. And if protecting your future makes someone feel uncomfortable, that discomfort is information. And this leads to the next liability, one that keeps people busy, exhausted, and financially stagnant. Now number 6, let's talk about a liability that survives on illusion, the word gambling. Gambling is not income. It's entertainment, sell as hope. And that's why it's dangerous. Most people don't gamble because they are lazy or foolish. They gamble because they are tired. Tired of slow progress. Tired of working hard with little to show for it. Tired of feeling like life is moving forward for everyone else. Gambling steps into that frustration and whisper, just one win, just one lucky moment. This could change everything. And sometimes you win. That's the trap. Because the occasional win convinces you that you're in control. Oga pata pata, because you're smart enough to beat the system. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You may win today, but the system is designed that you lose eventually. Not emotionally, but mathematically. These people are wise. The gambling company doesn't need you to lose immediately. It only needs you to keep playing. They don't sell products, they sell possibilities. And guess what? In that system, you are the product. Your attention, hope, and belief that the next round will be different. That's why this statement hits so hard. Because when purpose is missing, luck feels like a substitute. And you know, luck doesn't build future. Wealth has never been built on chance. It's built through skill, patience, and consistency. Things that feel boring, slow, and don't give instant reward. Gambling promise speed, and wealth require direction. That's the difference. Anytime quick money replaces meaningful progress, the cost is almost always higher than it looks. And this is the pattern behind every liability we have talked about. Chasing speed instead of building direction. Money problems are rarely about income. They are about leakage. Before you chase more money, remove what is draining you. If you fix these systems, your financial life doesn't just improve, it starts to breathe again. If you've watched this far, I genuinely appreciate you. It tells me you're serious about thinking differently. And if this video made you reflect, let me know in the comment section. I will read them and share it with someone you care about if it helps you to think differently. And don't forget to subscribe because we are building wealth with clarity, not types. Until the next time, I remain your financial preacher. See you in my next video. Cheers.